A small business owner who thinks they are creative or has a hard time writing things, it's time to get over that. AI or artificial intelligence can actually enhance your creativity and help you achieve more than you ever thought possible. In this video, we'll show you how to use some AI tools like ChatGPT that can empower you to unleash your full creative potential and help you with all those mundane tasks you never wanted to worry about. Get ready to discover the world and possibilities with AI. Coming up next. Happy Small Business Week, everybody. Today is the final day. If you've been sticking with us all week, thank you very much. If you haven't, shame on you. No, but if you haven't, if you've missed anything that we've done all day or all week, you can check them out on our YouTube channel, LinkedIn, Facebook. We're streaming basically everywhere right now. We have a bunch of LinkedIn events. We are streaming to Facebook with all of our partners, all of our chamber partners from Laverne, San Dimas, Pomona, Azusa, and even Glendora. So all of those things, you can find our information all over the place. But if you also want to get everything in the same place, you can actually go to our YouTube channel, where we're most active, and you can see we have an entire playlist of everything for this week. So like on Monday, we started with the business start checklist, and Tuesday and Wednesday for funding options. Yesterday, we did myths about video production, and today we're going to be talking about AI. So if you want to check out any of those resources, we do have that, and we also have our blog, which just got updated with our newest companion article. You can either check us out on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, get all those free resources that we put out just about every week, and our blog where you can read and get more links and resources for things when we post them up. They're always connected to the YouTube videos, but all that stuff you can get for free. You don't have to do anything. We put out stuff all the time, but if you want more hands-on, one-on-one stuff, we can talk about that a little bit later in the stream. But for now, let's talk about AI. Today, we're going to be talking about AI tools, and we're really going to talk about a tool that I like to use, which is called ChatGPT. You probably have heard about it now, but really, ChatGPT is kind of revolutionary. When people talk about AI, they always talk about this tool. So let's pull it up for you real quick, and let's go to this website, which is called OpenAI. This is the parent company for ChatGPT. This is who made it. And really, it's artificial intelligence. It's a learning language model, if you want to get more specific and kind of in the weeds about it. Basically, what it does is it takes a bunch of information and puts it into words and then learns things. And so I'm going to show you how it learns things and how you can kind of program it through what are called command prompts or instructions to make it do different things. So if you haven't already signed up for ChatGPT, you can go right here. You can go try chat, and it'll actually ask you to make an account and everything. I don't have to. We'll pull up a chat right now. And as you can see, I've done a lot of things. So I use this just about every day for different things, different ways to use it. But what you need to understand before we actually get into the kind of programming and command prompts is there are limitations. There are really three big limitations when it comes to using AI. The first one is its knowledge is only up to about 2021. So if you ask it about current events, who won the Super Bowl in 2023, it's not going to know anything about that. So you have to understand that. Number two is going to be it may produce some inaccurate information like statistics about facts and places, especially if it's changed from 2021 to 2022. So, for example, if you're looking for statistics about the current state of some kind of market or industry, or even something about the interest rates. I know the interest rates just raised to about 8.25% or so. It wouldn't know that. That's more out of its league as far as information that it's taken in. And then the third thing is going to be the instructions. So, like I said, we're going to be using what are called command prompts. These are instructions that you would tell the chat GPT to do. And if the instructions are really, really vague and you're not really sure how to give it instructions, you're not going to get the best answer possible. And so you want to be very specific. You maybe want to be a little descriptive, not too descriptive, because a lot of people may not be creative when it comes to stuff like that. So you want to be as descriptive as possible when it comes to chat and when it comes to any kind of computer programming. Garbage in, garbage out. So you want to make sure that you are specific when it comes to that. And it also does remember a lot of chats. So I'll show you that, but it does remember the chat before. So you can say reference the last response or something, and I'll show you how to do that. So you can ask it follow-up questions and reference things in the same chat window, so we can get the most out of it. So enough of my rambling. This is a lot. We have a lot of stuff to cover. So first thing is going to be product descriptions. So a lot of people may have problems with product descriptions. They may have a hard time coming up with a product description for their website or for their product. You may be getting something like drop shipping or stuff like that, where there's not a lot of product information available. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a product description. And so, like I said, limitations for this is going to be, the limitation is going to be, it's not going to be very descriptive if you don't know what to do. So, for example, if I just say, write a product description for this. So let's go say, write a product description. If I just write in, say, medicine ball, a piece of fitness equipment, let's do that. And it's just going to give me that. It's not really going to give me a lot of stuff. Nothing about the product. And we can say stop generating, because maybe I want to change that. And we'll say write a product description and see what it comes up with. And so that is, introduce our premium quality medicine ball. Puts in a lot of information that may not be accurate to the product. So, this is the vaguest, simplest question that you could probably give it, and it'll just go on. And I kind of like ChatGPT because it does go on a lot. But what if you want to be a little bit more descriptive? And so what we'll do is let's copy this. So let's see, we can do this on the fly. So let's say write a product description for a medicine ball like we did before, and include these kind of product attributes, which I pulled from a product that we already have. Oops, not that one. We'll get to that later. About this. So I have some product description, some product attributes. So I'll copy that. And let's go to product attributes, include that. And so these are things about the product that are not really all that descriptive. They're not, flashy or whatever. And so you might, it won't be as, great when it comes to being descriptive about the product. So let's do that. And then So now it comes up based on the information that we've given it, comes up with a better product description. And it says introducing, it gives us, some descriptive text about what the ball does and things like that. So this is something that you can use on your website or, for your online store to make it a little bit more descriptive about how to use it for your products, or for a service description. Whatever you think that the customer might want, you can also program it into specific things for your service. Maybe answer a couple of objections and make it as punchy and as valuable as possible when it comes to an actual product description. But that's pretty much it for product descriptions. Like I said, it's pretty easy. You can start playing around with that. The prompt is in the companion article. So if you want to take a look at that on our blog, lavernespdc.blogspot.com, you can check out the companion article for AI. And I have all the prompts there that you can start playing around with if you want to do your product descriptions or anything else like that we're going to be talking about today. Next thing is going to be explaining text. So not only does it write for you, it also explains a lot of stuff for you. And so we actually had a problem with this before, actually earlier this week. We had a contract, a lease agreement that didn't really make a lot of sense. And so what we'll do, or what we can do, is we can ask ChatGPT, hey, can you explain something to me? Because I don't really know what it is. So what we'll do is let me pull this information. And so we'll say explain in simple language. If I can spell. Explain in simple language. And then we'll put in the information we wanted to explain to us. And so let's put this in and let's see what it gives us. Okay. And so this is saying a part of a lease agreement, tenant agrees to take responsibility, harm or damage, yada, yada, yada. Tenant agrees to pay for fees and expenses, liabilities, and things like that to indemnify the landlord and a couple other things. Okay, if you're an adult, you're a business owner, you may understand exactly what this is talking about. If you're new to business and stuff like that, you might be a lot like, Michael Scott here, where it says, you know what? I don't know what this is. Explain it to me like I'm 5, okay? And you can ask ChatGPT to do that. So we'll say, explain the last response like I'm 5 years old. Okay. And it'll do that. So it may take a little bit. And so now it breaks it down to me like I'm a 5-year-old, like I have toys and stuff, something like that. So it really does do what you want it to do. Now, I might not myself say, explain it to me like I'm 5. Explain it in like simpler terms, like I'm a 5th grader or something like that, or, like I'm in middle school or something like that. And it will actually do that for you, which is really, really cool. So you can understand things like that. Now, caveat with that. This is not it's not a replacement for a lawyer. So it's for your reference only. If you don't understand certain terms in a contract or a lease agreement or something like that, this will help you kind of understand those things before you actually start talking to a lawyer. But if you're not comfortable with signing information or agreements like that, and you need the language changed or amended or something like that, then that's when you would go to a lawyer to have them kind of change the language to make it more amicable between the two parties. And so if you're not comfortable signing anything, get the help of a professional. to help you with this situation. So that's the biggest thing. It's not a replacement for a professional lawyer or anything else like that, but it is a very good tool that you can use if you want to use it in that manner. But let's pause for questions real quick because I know there's a lot of stuff that I might be throwing at you. There's a lot of different applications you can use for it. So if you do have any questions, throw them down in the chat. We are taking questions from LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. So if you have anything, throw them down there. I'll get notified. We can put up your question and we can figure out what we can actually use it for. But next thing is going to be social media. Now, a lot of people who are marketers who have found out that you can use it for social media all over the place. There's a bunch of different things you can do with it. And so let me show you a few things that we can do with social media for your business. So let's grab a new chat. And our first prompt is going to be creating a social media post. And so you can do a bunch of social media posts for different things. So first thing is going to be, let's do Facebook post for an occasion. Well, today is, Cinco de Mayo, so might as well do something for Cinco de Mayo. So Cinco de Mayo. And really, this is just, you can figure out what kind of business that you have. So we're creating a Facebook post for Cinco de Mayo, say for a restaurant that we own as a business owner. Include emojis and hashtags because that's the new thing now. You want to grab the attention on the news feed. And so everything looks good. We can capitalize that. That's no problem. And so here we go. Let's see what it gives us. And so happy Cinco de Mayo. And it actually gives us a little space where we can put in our name for our business. We don't have a lot of information that we've put in here. So it talks about Mexican cuisine. We may not have a Mexican restaurant, although you probably wouldn't be putting this in if you didn't because you want to capitalize on the holiday. We may not have live music. That might be something we need to change. Festive decorations, spirit of the holiday. We have a bunch of emojis. We even have hashtags and things like that. And it gives us a hashtag right here for a branding hashtag, which is really, really good for us. But for the most part, ChatGPT will get you about, 90% of the way there. You might need to tweak some things, but this is a really good post if you really wanted to not have to worry about creating something, multiple posts and things like that, which we can get into. But, creating a lot of this, these social media things, a lot of people, a lot of customers and clients that we work with, get bogged down. It's like, I don't know what to write. I post a lot of stuff and, I spend all this time doing social media marketing and it gets really, really time consuming. And so this, you can plan ahead, you can schedule your posts, come up with something that's really simple. I did it in 15 seconds. Come up with something, edit it for maybe like a minute or two, and we're done, schedule, and I'm done with that. And so, a lot of this stuff is really, really valuable when it comes to saving time for the business owner, saving time for the marketer, and just helping you overall in your business. And that's what that's the whole reason why we're doing this specific stream is that AI helps you with everything, or it can help you with everything. We just need to know what and how much. So the next thing we can talk about is, social media for just regular posts. But what about if you're a blogger or if you put out content for a business or for your business? How would you, do that? So let's grab another prompt. It's a little bit different. So what we'll do is we'll do same thing. We'll do a Facebook. Yeah, let's do Facebook again, because we do a lot of stuff on Facebook, so that's why I like to do Facebook. And let's do a post about, let's say, AI. Let's do AI for small businesses, because we actually are doing the stream and we're doing, let's just do that. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so we'll create a Facebook post about using AI. So using AI for small businesses, emojis and hashtags, and let's see what we come up with, because I might actually use this for a post, to promote this stream later on down the line. And so what do we have? So are you, small business owner, looking to take your company to the next level, introducing the power of AI? Hey, this is pretty good so far. AI, you can stream processes, analyze data, inform business decisions, say goodbye to certain things. We use AI to offer certain solutions. And okay, yeah, that's pretty good. For the most part, that is pretty good. But what about, yeah, that's actually really good for us. I mean, really, you can put in more information about, let's do this. So let's redo this. Let's go to create a Facebook post about let's do blog post about, it's a lot of abouts, but whatever. So we'll do that. And now we're going to be promoting a blog post. And so, yeah, so you put in the name of the post and it comes up with information. You can put in more information. You can put in talking points and things like that for you to get your point across about what exactly this post is talking about. But all of it's right there. That's pretty good for not knowing anything about only the title of the article that we have. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And really, if you would like, we can do more with that. So one of the prompts that I have even more for social media is going to be snippets. And we do a lot of snippets on Facebook and on LinkedIn. If you've ever seen our stuff, we do a lot of 1 to 2 minute snippets. Facebook, not stories, but small Facebook snippets of the larger blog post and video and stuff on YouTube. So what we can do, another prompt right here is going to be create a tweet thread. And I like to use tweet thread specifically, even if it's for Facebook, because ChatGPT knows that tweets are going to be 140 characters. So it's going to make it really, really short for me to get my point across. So, and we can do stuff about, let's do the same thing for a blog post titled AI for Small Businesses. And then about each section, we're going to be talking points about, let's see, we did explaining. Let's do product descriptions. Let's do social media marketing, and let's do the final thing that we're going to talk about is blogging. And so we'll take out that etc. because those are the only things we're going to be talking about. Okay, include emojis and hashtags. Good. So it'll create about three tweets, which is the 3 talking points that we're going to be talking about for this specific thing. And so the first one is going to be like a promo type of thing. Hey, this is the kind of a teaser type of post. And then the next thing is going to be about each of the talking points. So if I had a video just like this one, I chopped it up into 3 parts. One about product descriptions, one about social media marketing, and one about blogging. I could take each of those sections, put this description into Facebook, and put the video on there, and this would be what the post would be. And so if you do a webinar or if you do a longer piece of content, that you can cut it into specific sections. I know a lot of SBDCs do that for their centers if they have a long piece of content. And hey, I only want a couple of sound bites and things like that. Throw it into ChatGPT. Give it a description about what the talking point is, and it'll spit out a social media post that would make it really, really easy for you to throw up on LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever you would like to make marketing that much better. Okay, so looks like we got some questions right here. Okay, here's an interesting question from Maria Chacon on LinkedIn. Excellent for those who speak English, but what if it's not their first language? So you might run into a couple of things if you want to translate. And so ChatGPT is really good about translating languages. So thank you for that question. Let's actually go to one of these things, and let's grab this right here. We'll copy. And then we'll go, let's see, translates into Spanish. And then we'll put that stuff in, and it'll spit it out. Now, what you have to understand about ChatGPT is ChatGPT uses a lot of formal language. So right now, if you speak Spanish, you'll probably look at this as like, this is not something that I would say, but for the most part, it is Spanish. It's more formalized Spanish. So a lot of people might look at this and say, hey, this is not something that I would say necessarily because I speak a little bit more casual. So this might be different than what you are used to. But we can say we can do we can translate the last response into, let's try to Mandarin. Let's see what that comes up with. And so it does. I don't really read a lot of Mandarin. I did learn it in college, but this is what it would give you. And so you can do I think you can do about a dozen different languages for different things. So if you are catering to a specific audience, to a specific location, community, you can use ChatGPT to translate things. Or if you have a cursory knowledge of like contracts and things like that, you can have it translated into a different language so you can understand it better. And so those are things that you can use ChatGPT for, or any kind of AI tool like Bard or anything else like that, to make it easier for you to understand and actually do work and get things a little bit easier for you as a business owner. But let's chug along right here because we've got a lot of stuff to cover. I'm really trying to get as much things as I can do. So next thing is going to be responding to reviews. Now, this is one kind of the more mundane tasks, but you're always trying to, as a business owner, you're always trying to manage your reputation. And there are certain things, you love positive reviews. You love to hear the praise of your clients and your customers and things like that. But responding to them is not always the best thing because it's like, yes, thank you very much. And it's always starts to sound repetitive. And so what we'll do is we'll go to, let's see, University of Laverne, SBDC. And so let's take a look at our Google business profile. And we do get a lot of different reviews. And so what we'll do is we can grab a review. And so we have a review right here. and we already have the response. And so I don't know anything about this. This is the first time I'm actually doing it. So what we can do is we can go to new chat. We can say, let's put in the review response. And we're going to say, write a short reply to this online review. And we'll paste that here, and we'll get rid of this part because we don't need that. And so this is a prompt that I developed myself. And so the prompt is you're going to write a short reply to an online review, and we have the review right here. Include a positive statement expressing gratitude, because that's basically what we like to do for online reviews. And so let's execute right here. Let's see what we get. So thank you for your time. Leaving the review. It's here to say, all this other stuff. And this is pretty good. And so let's kind of look at this. What we have, this is a little bit more descriptive because the person mentioned things for their business that we helped them with. With our review, we replied, thank you for your feedback. The person is a tremendous asset. This Sean, our director, was a tremendous asset, and will be shared to share your comments with them. Actually, I kind of like the Chat GPT version a little bit better because it actually talks about what we help them with, how we help them, and it's a little bit more descriptive and a little bit better of a reply, which is really, really good because I don't really like to reply to reviews unless I'm the one who's actually doing it. It's actually concerning me because I don't really know who the customer is. ChatGPT doesn't know who the customer is either, but there's enough information for them to make it sound really personable and targeted towards them. Now, on the flip side, there are ways to respond to negative reviews. And so negative reviews are a really touchy subject because they tend to be a minefield, especially if the response is not is more than adequate. It's too patronizing, or it's sounds like you're giving pushback or something like that. And so what we can do is, and I don't really want to do this. Let's do this. So what I'll do off screen is we'll go to Yelp, and you can do this yourself. In fact, I'll give you the prompt for it too. We'll go to Yelp and we'll find a kind of not great review. And let's see. We'll find let's find a great review. Let's find restaurants, because restaurants seem to get the worst reviews. And so let's find some not great ones. And let's do that. Again, I'm doing all of this in real time. So let's find one. Here we go. And what do we got here? So let's write a review. Let's find one. We'll find a 1-star right here. Okay, so this person says that their burrito was horrible. So let's go back to ChatGPT and let's see what it would say. So we'll put in the review. Okay. All right. So this is a really bad review for somebody who ate at a Mexican food restaurant. Let's pull this in. Let's set this up. We'll do negative review right here. And this is our prompt. So basically what it says is we'll do a short online review. The reply will include an apology and will express that we will do better next time. And so let's put this in and we'll just execute and we'll find out what we get. So really, this is probably the most measured response I've ever seen, especially because a lot of times I've been in customer service for a long time as a manager and owner. We're really sorry what happened. We'll look into it. and this actually talks about this person got, they got sick. They may have had a, allergic reaction, things like that. And so ChatGPT took that information and created a response automatically in less than 10 seconds. And so, which is really, really, really measured response. It was really kind of kind and sincere and stuff like that. The AI is doing all of this. I'm not doing anything. I'm just putting in the information and kind of crafting it beforehand with the command prompt, but it's doing all the work itself. So I don't have to do much of anything. I can just review it. Again, you want to get to about 95% of the way there. You can look at this and say, hey, yeah, that is good. That's, I might need to tweak a couple of things, but it gives you all the information you need like that. And so that's a really good response. I would probably use that for that online review, but that's pretty good for now. Let's transition over to something a little bit more creative and something that might be something that you might want to do, but you're not really sure how to. And that's going to be using stuff for videos and YouTube. A lot of people don't want to get into video stuff, especially if you saw our video yesterday about the myths about video for small businesses. A lot of people say, hey, it's way too complicated, takes too much time, all this stuff. Well, AI and ChatGPT, specifically because we're using it, makes this a lot easier, makes this a lot faster, and puts things together for our for our business in seconds. So what we'll do is the next prompt right here. So first thing we're going to be talking about is hooks. And what a hook is in YouTube language is that opening statement, especially that that opening statement that what I did when we first went to live, I used ChatGPT to create a hook for me. And that hook was, are you a small business looking to do stuff that, and you're not creative? It's time to get over that. It's time to, use a free tool, and AI can help you with that. And so I'm not going to look at the whole thing, but basically ChatGPT created that opening line for me. And a lot of times in YouTube, all it really basic hook is, this is what the video is about, and this is what you're going to learn. Short and sweet. But if you want to grow with YouTube and you want it to be a little bit more engaging, you want to make your hooks a little bit more interesting. And that's what it does here. So let's take a look at, write a hook. So what we'll do is we'll write a hook for this video. And so we're going to say, write me an engaging opening statement about a video about, and say, using AI for small businesses. And there we go. And so I'm thinking it's going to be a lot like the video, or it's going to be a lot like what we talked about before. This is a longer, opening statement. This is probably going to take a few seconds to read. But now, gain a competitive edge, artificial intelligence. AI is no longer just reserved for larger corporations. Now you can use it for small businesses, operation, improving customer services, and ultimate growth, stuff like this. Yeah, this is really, really good. And if I give it more information about using AI for marketing for small businesses or something to that effect, I'll probably get something closer to what I got in the beginning of this video. But let's take a look at some other prompts, because I did. There are a couple of other ways to do this. So this is a little long, and so if I wanted to make this a little bit shorter, a little bit punchier, what I can do is we can make this a little bit shorter. So what you can do is I like to make my YouTube intros about 100 words, which is only a few seconds. You can make it even less. So we can say, let's do a 50-word count. 50-word count. Opening for, let's use the same thing. So for using AI for small businesses, but let's use it for, say, small business marketing to make it a little bit easier for it to generate something. And so what we'll do, say, hey there, small business owners, are you tired of spending countless hours on marketing strategies and they just don't seem to be paying off? Well, what if I told you there was a solution that you can help reach the right audience? And then at the right time with the right message. In today's video, we're going to be exploring on how artificial intelligence can revolutionize your marketing game and take your business to the next level. Let's get started. That is an awesome hook. I would definitely use that. In fact, I would probably use that for something else, but I would definitely use that. So you can see how great that kind of stuff can come out of ChatGPT or any kind of AI for using, for YouTube. This is an awesome hook. I would definitely use that. Add a couple other things to it, about the business, about the channel, and things like that. But that's a really good hook for a YouTube video. So if you want to get a little bit more advanced, there are advanced hooks that might work for your business or for your YouTube video that can make it a little bit more, using some more copywriting techniques. And ChatGPT actually understands copywriting techniques. And so what we'll do is we can do the same thing. So this is kind of based on the same prompt, but we're going to let's use the same video using AI for small business marketing. We'll copy that. We'll put it right here. And you can see some of them have quotes, some of them don't have quotes. You can use either one. Quotes make it a little bit easier not really, but it's a little bit easier for you to understand what ChatGPT is going to be looking at as far as the name of the video, the description of the information you're giving it. So make it a little bit easier. And so write me a short, let's do the same thing. Let's do a 50-word, short 50-word engaging video statement using the before-after bridge copywriting framework. Not to get into too much of the weeds, before-after bridge is a popular copywriting technique, especially for YouTube videos, where you have the before state, what the person was looking at before they watched this video, the after state, what you want them to achieve after they watch the video, and then the bridge, which is the information you're giving them to get them from one to the other. And so that's basic rundown. So let's run this and let's see what we get. Because this one is pretty interesting. And so sometimes ChatGPT will take a few seconds to think about certain things. And so this is a pretty good one. So let's read this. So before you spend another penny on ineffective marketing strategies, listen up, small business owners. I probably wouldn't say that. I probably wouldn't say it like that, but then I would probably cut out a couple of things. But this is actually a pretty good start. Like I said, it gets you 90% of the way there, tweak a couple of things, and you're done. So I would probably spend maybe a couple of minutes tweaking this, and we would be really good to put this in a script. So really, that's pretty much it. You can use it for YouTube. You can use it for product descriptions. Heck, you can even use it for a YouTube description for, the YouTube descriptions. Let's take a look at, for any kind of video, you'll see the YouTube description at the bottom. especially this video. I have a little bit of information there about about this video. And so what if you didn't really know what to do, kind of want to summarize it, but you don't want to be too long, too short, too whatever. What you can do is you can grab this, talk about what the video is going to be about, or the title. What we'll do is we'll paste that. Again, write a short description, 160 characters, and really punchy, really good. So let's run that, and let's see what we get for this. Like I said, YouTube descriptions are pretty good, and it actually gives us the hashtags for it, which are starting to get really big on YouTube. But this is just the little intro, or the little introductory description, where you put in related links and all the other stuff. You can make it longer, shorter. It could be anywhere between 160 characters to maybe even 200, 300 characters. Depends on who you talk to, especially when it comes to YouTube blogs and things like that. But this is a really good place to start, and it'll give you the information that you need to get going. So, a lot of good stuff for YouTube, a lot of good stuff for creating product descriptions and things like that. But what about blogging? Now, I do a lot of blogging for the SBDC and for other people, for myself. And so what are some things that I can use, or you can use, for blogging if you're not a professional writer? I do have a particular companion, well, not a companion article, it's a different article about blogging for your business. So if you want to check that out, we can link to that as well. But the biggest thing is that you can use ChatGPT to, supercharge a lot of the stuff for this video. For this blog post, whatever you need, it can cut down the time that you need to do this stuff in, seconds more than hours or minutes. So first thing we're going to be talking about is blogging, and what we can do is keywords. And so a lot of times with bloggers, you want to work with keywords. You want to figure out what people are searching for. And so let's do a new chat, because we want to make sure that we have a clean slate, especially for this one. And so what we'll do is we'll come up with some titles, or come up with some keywords. So one of the keywords that I want to look at, and you know what? Let's do it for somebody who, let's do, for fixing a leaky faucet. For somebody who, who is tradesperson, doesn't know anything about writing, doesn't know anything about blogging, but knows that they need to bring in customers, this might be something that they want to look at, as long as they know and understand what the limitations are and what they're looking for. But let's start with this. So create 10 compelling clickbait titles for fixing a leaky faucet if they're a plumber. So let's take a look at that. And so these are some really good titles. They're about as long as they would need to be for SEO purposes, which is really, really good. But, all of these things are really good. You can just pick one. Let's see. Say goodbye to sleepless nights. Leaky faucets costing you a fortune. Stop ignoring that dripping sound and fix your leaky faucet like a pro. That is one that I will save. How to fix them in 5 easy steps. Let's work with that one. The fixing the leaky faucet in 5 easy steps. And so I already have that information right there, because I wanted to make sure that I have this stuff at the ready. And so figuring out keywords, figuring out titles, that's what you can do with ChatGPT. That's the first step of kind of blogging if you were doing it for your business. The next step for blogging is you want to create an outline. And so ChatGPT can do that as well. So what we can do is we can do an outline for that. And so we'll go here, create an outline. We'll go back to chat. And we want to do it in the same chat because we want it to reference other things and kind of to train it to do, to figure out, all this information. And so what we'll do is we'll put in our title. And oops, that's not what I wanted. Where's my title that I wanted to use? Let's see. Easy steps. Here we go. That's what I wanted. And so we'll do that. 5 easy steps. Create a blog outline for this title. And so what we'll do is do the introduction, frustration, and this does introduce some copywriting. So what's the frustration you have with the leak? What do they want to do? And so these are the steps. Turn off the water supply, dismantle the faucet or take it apart depending on where it's leaking, inspect the components, replace the damaged components, and then put everything back together, test the faucet, and then basic conclusion is to summarize all this stuff. So this is a really good basic outline for a lot of this stuff. And so if you want to, you can look at other plumbers and look at other blogs to see, hey, is this the stuff they're talking about? If it's not the stuff they're talking about, if they're talking about less things, then you're good. You have what's called a content gap, which means you can provide more information than your competitor can, and people will now are going to be able to trust you more than they would. So what we can do is let's take a look at one section and let's expand. So what you can do is with ChatGPT, now that you have an outline, what you can do is actually now expand that outline into paragraph form, so that you can actually make it a little bit easier for you to write. So what we'll do is, I like to use a conversational tone. You can use more of a business tone depending on your type of business. But what we'll do is we'll say this, expand. Let's go expand step 2. Expand step 2 in a conversational way, as if you're explaining something to a friend. Use natural language and phrasing in an everyday conversation. So what we'll do that. And so what it'll do is it'll reference the stuff from before and then give you instructions based on what you asked it to. So I asked it to expand on those instructions. And so what we did is it knew what step 2 was, which is turning off the water supply and handling everything and dismantling it. So once you have that, it actually will break that stuff down with you. And so it makes it breaks it out pretty well. And so if you don't want it to be too long, you can tell it to shorten that up. You can tell it to be more concise. But that is a pretty good start for what you need. And what you can also do is you can change the writing style. So like I said, if you want it to be a little bit more a different kind of language. So let's do that. Like I said, I like to do things as a 5th grader. So we'll do this. We'll say rewrite as a 5th grader. And it will rewrite the whole thing as a 5th grader from before. And so this is a little bit easier. It makes it a little bit more conversational, and it actually puts it together in a full paragraph. And that's actually what I wanted to do. Instead of having these segmented paragraphs, now we have a single paragraph, everything I need to know. And if this was going along with, say, like a YouTube video or a companion article, like I have it here right now. So I have, descriptions and stuff like that. I can put that in there so you can read what's going on, and also you can see it visually for the for that. So that is writing styles. Like I said, I have a bunch of writing styles in the companion article. You can check that stuff out and use which one that you can do. But what if you are doing something and you want to fact check it? So there's really nothing here that I can fact check. Let's see what we got here. So we got business plans. There is some other things that I would like to do. Um, so what I can do is I did stuff about business plans. So we can do, what if we fact check this? And so what you can do is, remember when I said that ChatGPT may have information that may not be completely accurate. So what we'll do is, there's another AI tool that you can use called Perplexity. And what it does is you can fact check things. So if ChatGPT puts out a statistic or a fact that you're not entirely sure if it's right, what you can do is go to Perplexity, and we'll paste that in. And what Perplexity will do is it'll actually scour the internet and come up with information that is related to it that you can connect to give your blog more authority, or what's called backlinking. And so I know where I got this information from because I know where I put it. And so what this does is it takes you to a government website about SBIR and STTRs for grants. And so I knew I took that information from that website and put it into here, and told ChatGPT to rewrite it to make it sound a little bit more compelling, because this is kind of stuffy when it comes to government websites. They always make things a little kind of drab. But it knew what I was talking about, scoured the internet, found a source, and then told me about it. And right now, it gives me 5 sources. So I can check any of those 5 sources, link to them in my blog post, and then go about along my merry way. I'm not taking it for granted that this AI is telling me all the stuff is true. I can actually fact check it and make sure that it's easier for me to kind of link to and give me more authority if I'm writing something about that. But so if I'm writing things and I'm taking things, ChatGPT is giving me stuff. The last thing I want to do is, ChatGPT might sound a little bit more robotic, and that's not something you necessarily want, especially if you're a business and things like that. It may sound a little odd and things like that. So what you want to do is, there is one more tool that you can use, and it's called Quillbot. And Grammarly does this as well if you have a Grammarly extension. And what it does is that you can rewrite things. Let's see. Let's go back to ChatGPT. Let's go to fixing the leaky faucet. Let's go there. And let's come back here. And we can paraphrase. And you can paraphrase to do, if you buy the Pro version, you can get more creative with things. Now, the more creative it is, the harder it is for people to understand that it's AI, and it may make things a little bit more compelling. I do it for fluency because there are some things that chat may say that may not be the way that I would say them. So what you can do is you can paraphrase, and it will rewrite it into a way that makes it easier for people to understand, or shorter, or simple, or creative, or expand. Same thing as the ChatGPT would. You can do it with Quillbot to make things a little bit easier to understand and not as robotic or not as AI as you would anywhere else. And so once you're done with that, you can throw it into Grammarly. Grammarly might clean up the grammar for you, and then you can just post it on your website, post it on your blog, do whatever. And so that's basically the workflow if you were to do it on using AI to help with your blog writing. And you can do it about any subject as long as you understand what the limitations are, as long as you have, even if you have ideas and other information you want to plug into it, you can definitely do that with ChatGPT and get a lot of information out of it. Streamline all your processes for creative, for social, for blogging, whatever you want. There's always something, there's always an application that you can use with stuff like AI for this. But if anybody has any questions, let us know down in the chat, in the comments below. But that's pretty much it for now. I do want to let you know that if you have any questions about blogging for your business, using AI, and just helping with your business in general, what you can do is you can sign up as a client with us here at the University of La Verne SBDC, or even your local SBDC if you're a little further away. You want to work with somebody in your area, you can do that as well. And what you can do is once you sign up as a client, or once you go to the website, lavernesbdc.org/new client, it's going to take you directly to this website. And all you need to do is press to get started, and you can start the registration and sign up as a client. We'll get a notification. We'll call you right back. We'll schedule you an appointment within maybe a day or two, and sometimes, depending on what it is, it may be a week. But we can get you in as soon as possible so you can talk with somebody to help and grow your business. But that's pretty much it for that. So if you want to get help, go to lavernesbdc.org/new client to get that as well. And again, if you are looking at our video right now and you want to learn more about what we do here at the SBDC, what resources we offer, you can join our blog right here, the Small Business blog. And again, you can see all the stuff that we've posted throughout Small Business Week. Take a look at all the resources we have. We even have webinars that we do with our partners. And we even have success stories. So you can see what we actually do for our clients, how we help small businesses. And we have a bunch of client highlights for different kinds of businesses. We do videos with them so you can get to know who the business owner is, how we've helped them, how great, their businesses have gotten after they've gotten their free help from the SBDC. But you can go there and you can, you can subscribe to this blog and get information and resources mostly every week. We post stuff pretty much every week on our blog so that you can get help to start or grow a business. And then also, if you're a little bit more techie, if you're a little bit more in it with it on YouTube, we do have a YouTube channel. So right now we have our YouTube channel. You can look at all of the information here. You can check out all of our videos. Again, we post all of our videos up, and then almost every single one of them has a companion article that goes along with it for all the links and resources. If I mention something, if it doesn't show up on screen, it's in the companion article so you can get that information, so you can get the links and start doing that stuff yourself or get help with it with us. But again, we have over 1,000 subscribers. We've been growing it. We've got over 100 videos, everything from starting a business to we've got webinars, we've got our Small Business Week, we have government contracting resources, a whole series on starting with government contracting. We do a bunch of things with our client highlights. We have a bunch of marketing materials, business tips. We have information and interviews with professors here of either business or marketing or anything else like that. We have an entire series. If you were looking to start a business, you can take a look, and we have an entire list of how to start a particular kind of business. And we're always adding to this one as well. So if you'd like to get any information, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, follow us on LinkedIn, follow us and subscribe on YouTube so you can get more information and resources from us. But let's see. Maria's come back with us. Thank you for the excellent presentation. Thank you very much. We aim to please when it comes to providing information to our clients and to basically the business community at large. But thank you very much. My name is Joshua from the University of La Verne Small Business Development Center. I know this has gotten a little long. We'll see you next time on YouTube. Thank you very much and see you later.